Mate, it is a fucking beautiful day today. It's literally top off weather. It's flexing the games weather. That's what it is. And I've missed it so much, man. Honestly, you guys know me. You guys know how excited I've been for summer recently. So it's nice to see blue skies with no clouds at all. It's absolutely beautiful. I think there's a problem. Well, I don't even think. I know for an absolute fact because I've been there and done it myself. There is a kind of epidemic with my generation of men, and obviously the generation after me is going to be even more damaged by this epidemic, right? I'm 21 years old, and most individuals my age, not even just men, just human beings in general, socially connect and socialize through the phone, through the virtual world. Now, I'm not going to get into a social media rant on this video. You guys know how I feel about social media. You guys know my thoughts on that. Wait for the plane. There is an epidemic, however. A lot of young men, maybe yourself included, are absolutely terrified of just being outside in nature or wherever it may be, just being outside of their house around other individuals, right? And socializing with those people. Isn't it weird? And it's quite ironic, considering we are the most socially connected generation. It's quite ironic how most men nowadays struggle with social skills. Most young men struggle. If you were seeing me walking down the street and past you, you wouldn't be able to look me in the eyes and say hello to me. You wouldn't be able to greet me. You wouldn't be able to make a conversation with me. You wouldn't be able to talk to me and literally just hold a normal conversation. You have no idea what you're doing. It's so ironic that is just a thing now, you know? Hamza spoke about this in one of his videos, how you have this kind of like old man vibe, you know, where the old men that walk through the park and they just say hello to everyone, they just speak and just make conversation with absolutely everybody. That is a good structure and good foundation that I like to follow, right? And it brings me into my point, and the reason I mentioned the weather is because last summer of 2022, I keep forgetting what year it is, 2023 now, isn't it? So last summer, 2022, when I started my YouTube channel, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was beautiful, heat waves and everything, right? And I started to work out outside. So obviously the sun was out all the time. I wanted to get my vitamin D, I wanted to get a nice tan. And I have these gym rings that you attach to a tree, and you can kind of just like pull yourself up on the gym rings and do like little flips on it and stuff. Calisthenics, basically. And I'd attach them to a tree on this like trail, and it's quite a popular trail where everyone would walk down, and I know that people would walk down there. And at this time, I was still improving my social skills. I wasn't where I am today, by no means. But I was kind of just getting into the habit of consciously working on my social skills. So I used to work out outside. I'd go outside, attach the gym rings, start doing the flips and stuff. It looked pretty cool anyway, so people would just naturally look at me. Every time. People would naturally look at me because it's like, oh, he's doing flips, he's doing pull-ups, that's quite cool, it's something different, wow. And as they would look, I'd look back at them and I'd just say hello. Like, hi guys, how you doing? You all right? Usually it was like a couple walking past or something, right? Maybe a dog walker. And I would, every single day I'd do this. I'd be outside. So number one, I'm getting my vitamin D, I'm getting the daylight exposure. That's brilliant, that's great. I'm outside in nature, which is also good for your mental health. But then I'm socially connecting and improving my confidence at the same time. So I think, obviously, I'm going to advise you to delete social media completely. If you still have Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok or any of these social media, I guess, apps on your phone where you are only using it purely to socialize and scroll down and see other people's lives. YouTube, I'd say there's an exception. Maybe I'm biased because I'm on YouTube, but I'd say there's an exception to YouTube. You go on there, it's more of an educational platform, right? Or I guess an entertainment platform than it is a social platform. You don't really socialize with people in the YouTube comments, right? We just attack each other for some reason. But you get my point. Now, I do advise you to delete these apps. Reasons being is a complete waste of time. Ask yourself genuinely, why am I on Instagram? Why am I on these apps? Why do I feel the need to have Snapchat? Most likely your answer is going to be something along the lines of, well, to stay connected, or because my friends are on there, or because it's easier to socially connect. It's easier to message people, something like that, right? It's going to be some bullshit like that. Maybe some other things like, oh, I don't want to miss out on the new song that comes out, or the memes that I can send to the group chat. Like we have a good laugh on the group chat, guys. These are not sufficient excuses. They're really not. Everything that you can think of right now for why you still have social media, unless it's something like making money. Fair enough, if you make money through Instagram, then by all means keep it. Unless you are making money on these apps, there is no need for you to have them. And I'm living proof of this. All of the fear of missing out, all of the, yeah, but what if I don't get invited to this? What if these people don't message me anymore? What if I don't stay connected? All of these, I have disproven. Or I have proven that you can do them without social media. Getting girls as well, it's the same with Tinder and all that kind of stuff, using dating apps to meet your women. Why are you just sat on your phone all day just like this with your shitty posture, staring at a screen? And then you wonder why you don't get any matches. Because you are not the kind of man that these women want to sleep with. They can see through you. And I think if you just get outside and you make this a habit every single day to just be outside more, especially if you are a young lad, maybe some of the older guys will watch me already, you already understand the importance of just being outside, but just stepping outside your house and going for a fucking walk around the block, going for a walk around the park, and consciously making the habit of socializing and saying hello to people, greeting people. Being a social chameleon is one of the best skills, I guess you could say, you can adapt as a young man. And I say this with humility. I'm not trying to boast or anything, because I never used to be this guy. So I say it with pride as well. I'm proud of how far I've come, but I can now socialize and speak and make a conversation and hold a conversation with absolutely any individual, no matter who they are, whether it's the chavs on the council estate that I live on, the roadmen on the council estate, whether it's the fucking boss man in the corner shop around the corner, whether it's the staff in the gym, whether it's an attractive girl walking down the street, whoever it may be, I can socialize and get on a level with that person because I've exposed myself to so many different people on a daily basis, right? Now, this is a skill. Every single person I meet, if I have the capabilities of getting on a level with them and making them feel like, oh, I like this guy, I like his energy, I feel good when I'm around this person, I like being around Luke, I like speaking to Luke, I always feel positive after I've spoke to him. If I can do that to everyone, you can see how powerful that is. I'm not going to have any negative relationships with anybody. Anyone that has any sort of negative, I guess, impression of me or any negative beliefs about me simply just do not know who I am, or they haven't spoke to me. That is it. Every single person that knows me, every single person, and I say this, not trying to be arrogant or boast, but it's a fact, and it's a fact because I've worked on my social skills. And if you do the same thing with the tactics I'm going to teach you in a second, you'll be able to have this same, I guess, power, because it's power in a sense. Being able to get on a level with everyone and having positive relationships with every single person that you meet is such a beneficial thing, not only for yourself, but for everyone involved. Your mental health skyrockets first and foremost, but you get business opportunities, you can make more money, meet more girls, meet more friends, have more things to do with certain people. At any point, I could text anybody and have something to do. There's always someone I can speak to. Every time I step outside the house, there's somebody that I know that I can have a conversation with. That is how socially connected I am. No matter what time I walk into the gym, there is somebody I know in there that I can have a conversation, have a laugh with, and enjoy a session with. Okay? And it's such a beautiful way of living. It really, really is. I used to be the guy that was shy, awkward, couldn't make eye contact. I used to go in the gym and just go straight to my weights, not talk to anybody, pretend that I wasn't seeing people, pretend that, I've just got my headphones in, listening to music. I don't see anybody. I'm just doing my workout. Whereas deep down, I wanted to be social. I wanted to be that guy that knew everybody. I wanted to be friends with people. I wanted to learn to speak to girls. I wanted to do that stuff, right? But limiting beliefs kicked in and I started to lie to myself and say, well, I like being by myself. I like having my alone time, which I do. As you can probably tell, I'm always in the fucking woods by myself. I do genuinely enjoy my alone time, and I think it's a side tangent, but it's definitely a beneficial thing that every young man should get used to, is being alone, being able to sit with your own mind and your own thoughts and your own emotions. It's definitely a beneficial thing for you to do. But at the same time, if I was honest with myself, I did want to be social. I wanted to speak to that girl over there. I wanted to speak to those guys over there and be friends. They seem like cool guys. I can hear the conversation. They're having a laugh. They seem like they have the same sense of humor as me. I want to be friends with those guys. But because I was shy, because I labeled myself as an introvert, I couldn't amount to anything higher than that. Because that was what I believed I was. That was what I believed I was destined to be. Just another introvert, just another shy kid. And when I started to remove the crutches that were holding me back, I started to delete social media. Completely just got rid of it. I still remember to this day, and I'll never ever forget it. The first time I checked my phone after I deleted Instagram, Snapchat, all this bullshit. I've never had TikTok before, it's just a bit bent. But after I deleted all these apps, checked my phone, whipped it out, and habitually I'd usually just click on Instagram. That's what I used to do, right? So I'd whipped it out and there was nothing there. It was just YouTube Studio, fucking WhatsApp, and the Fiverr app that I used to do my coaching. And it felt liberating. I was like, for the first time ever, my attention and energy is directed into myself rather than giving it and consuming everyone else's life and giving my attention and energy to everyone else. A lot of these people I don't really give a shit about either. It's just dopamine, or it's just a fit girl or something, right? I don't genuinely care. Yet I'm giving them all my energy every single day. For the first time, I whipped it out and I was like, you know what? This is it. I'm about to take over the YouTube game. I was on literally like 900 subs or something. Absolutely popped off to like 4K within a month. That's fucking mad, especially for a small YouTuber. And again, that's, a rough estimate, but it was around that. It was absolutely amazing growth as soon as I deleted social media, because I was just on it. All I had to do all day was either work or go outside and socialize and learn things so I can teach you boys. That was it. My life was just real. Everything that I was thinking, all of the thoughts that popped into my mind were all based upon real experiences. There was no internet shit. A lot of you guys consume negativity on social media. And it fucks with your confidence, it fucks with your beliefs. You're subconsciously comparing yourself to everybody else, which again just lowers your confidence. If you met these same girls that you're looking at and thinking, oh, I could never get her, or the same guys that you're thinking, oh, I wish I had a body like that, I'm never going to be like this guy, he gets all the girls, look at all the girls in his comments, I can never be like him. Those same guys that you're idolizing and envying and looking up to and putting yourself down because of, if you met them in real life, you'd realize, oh, they're just another human being, they're nothing special, they're not some god. They have insecurities. In fact, they're probably lower than you in terms of how stable they are, in terms of how, I guess, well put together they are mentally. A lot of these guys are fucked, especially girls as well. They're very insecure, especially these ones that are caked up in makeup, the ones that are Instagram models, very insecure. You know, and I've met these kind of girls in real life, and it really just hit me. I was like, fucking hell, if I saw this girl, and the only way that I would know of this girl is through Instagram or through social media, my impression of her would be up here. I'd put her on a pedestal instantly, which would make me act nervous and needy and like desperate to be, I guess, pleaser. But because I only know her through real life and because I'm just I'm a fucking G in real life, right? The way I walk, the way I carry myself, that's who I am. I'm confident in myself. So naturally when I meet these people, I can instantly say, oh, you know, I can tell she's a bit insecure, she's a bit shy in real life, really. You know, social media is all a front. I can come on the camera and be whoever I want. You'd never know any different. But then you're just comparing yourself to me? Why? If I wanted to, I can only show you the best parts of my life. Now, luckily for you, I don't want that. That's why I show you my insecurities. That's why I show you my weak points. That's why I speak so honestly about the mistakes that I've made, so you guys can learn from it. I want to be the big bro that you never had. But in order for me to do that, you've got to open your mind to different ways of thinking. Now, I know if you still use social media, maybe there are some limiting beliefs. If you're not making money off of it, you probably think, yeah, Luke, that's fine, but I'm all right on social media. This shit doesn't apply to me. You've probably got an ego and you think that, yeah, my way of doing things is the right way. You got to understand that your ego is always there to keep you in this loop of self-validation, and for you to just be courageous enough to consider somebody else's point of view, such as myself, and think, you know what, maybe if I deleted social media, everything in my life would just go up. Maybe if I did that might actually happen. And I can tell you from experience right now that nothing in my life has gone down or became worse or gotten any more negative since deleting social media. Everything has gone up. Everything, social skills, confidence, my experience with women. I've never had this many women in my life at one point. And I'm, I guess, in a sense, the least socially connected in terms of society's normal standards. I don't even have any social media to meet any girls. I meet everyone through the real world. So naturally, I've got to level up my confidence and my social skills because I don't have any other choice. I've got to learn to be socially acceptable and not weird. You know, a lot of guys are walking around looking stiff and their hands are in their pockets and they're stuttering and stuff and they can't make eye contact. They've got fleeting weird. They just come across as creeps because they're not used to it. Because their way of socializing is through the phone because it's easy. There's no risk there. You can just hide away. You just turn your phone off at any point. But if you do that in the real world, that's when you learn, that's when you grow, that's when you become the confident man that you want to be. But you have to delete it and you've got to commit to it. You can't rely on your crutches. Tinder, alcohol, social media, these things are all there to make things convenient for you. Alcohol, I used to drink a lot as well. And I used to drink because it made it easier to socialize and get girls. But it was a crutch. That shit didn't count. You know, you got 3 girls' numbers in one night. Well done, you were drunk. It doesn't fucking count. That wasn't you. That was who you could be if you put the work in and you actually built confidence up. And guess what? Now I am that guy. I don't drink anymore. I go to the club and just drink water the entire night. I'm staying hydrated. I'm having a dance. I'm getting my cardio in. And I'm getting loads of fucking girls. It's brilliant. Leveling up the confidence and the social skills all while I'm doing it. It's literally just a growth experience going on a night out for me. And now I go in there and I get 6 girls' numbers on one night. You know, fucking a lost count on the other night. It's easy. And I do that in one night. Some guys don't even get that many women in their entire life. And I'm doing it all with no social media. Imagine if I went on Tinder, I could fucking dominate it, bro. But because it's so easy, because it's so convenient, because it's made to be so convenient, that's when you start to deteriorate your personal development. That's when you as a man, your values, your confidence, all starts to just gradually go down. Because in the back of your mind, the smart part of your mind, the prefrontal cortex, you realise, I'm being a bitch. I'm taking the easy option. So you have to understand that. Delete social media. Stop with the video games. Stop with the alcohol. Remove all of the crutches that you're relying on to do what it is that you truly want to do. If you want to go and speak to that girl and you have to drink before you do it, that's a crutch. You're relying on that to make it easier for yourself. Why would you do that? You're basically just taking the bitch option. You are admitting to yourself, I'm a bitch and I need this to help me. Alcohol, social media, whatever. And then you'll lie to yourself because your ego's involved and you don't want your ego to be shattered because, again, your ego just wants you to believe that everything that you've been doing to this point is the right way of doing things. And if anything challenges that, it's too hard to accept because it means the old version of yourself has to die for you to become this new one. So the things I'm telling you here, you might feel a bit of turmoil in your stomach or whatever, and you might be like, yeah, something's telling me he's right. Something's telling me I need to listen and delete social media, but my ego's getting involved, and nah, I'm fine. It doesn't affect me. Just keep that in mind, because I did the exact same thing. When I started to realize it might be bad for me, and I started to consider different ways of thinking, oh, maybe social media is bad. Maybe I could be a better man if I just deleted it. Ego pops in. No, because that means you'll have to accept that you've been doing it wrong this whole time, and that's too painful. So no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to make excuses. I use it for socially connecting. I use it to stay connected with people that I don't really see. Get the phone numbers and get the fuck out of there. If they're really that important to you, they'll give you the phone number. If not, you didn't lose anything anyway, did you? Such a liberating way of living, and I promise you, everything that you see me talk about, everything that you see, the man that you see in front of you today, and again, I'm not perfect. Everything is evolution. I'm still evolving every day. But I am 10 times better than the man I was last year. This version of myself, compared to the 2022 version of myself, this version would absolutely crush that version in every realm of endeavor of human life. Every single realm. Women, money, success, mindset, intelligence, articulation, the way I speak, the way I hold myself, body. Everything just goes up as soon as I remove the crutches. And that brings me on to a story just to end the video. Back to the story of the gym rings, right? So I'd stay outside, I'd get in a nice tan at the same time. It was a beautiful day, right? And I'd just start socially connecting. I'd start speaking to people. I'd start making conversations. How's your day going? What are you doing? Are you running today? How long have you been running for? What do you usually do? Just making conversations, being genuinely interested in people that I walk past and starting to level it up. It was awkward at first. I made a lot of weird mistakes, a lot of like embarrassing and awkward silences, things like that. Didn't really know what to say. I'd go up to somebody and say, how's your day going, mate? Oh yeah, good, thanks. How about you? Yeah, not bad. And I just not know what to say. I just freeze. All right, well, see ya. It was so awkward, but it was good. I needed that awkwardness. I needed that embarrassment to grow, to learn from it, to self-reflect and self-analyze and realize, what could I have done better there? Where could I have taken the conversation? I could have spoke about this, could have spoke about that. So you start to open up your mind a little bit more. So I started to just push those boundaries, and you've got to do the same. Dive headfirst to anywhere where you feel fear. That's where you're going to get the most growth. That discomfort, that fear is absolutely needed, okay? So get out there, get outside to prepare for this summer that's coming up, because as you can see, the weather's starting to get nice. And this is in Manchester, England, the UK weather, and it's sunny and clear skies today. So, bruv, we're about to get some beautiful weather soon. Prepare. Make sure you are in good shape, body-wise, right? You're getting the gains. Show off the chest gains real quick. Fucking hell, bro. It's a gorilla. Prepare socially. Start getting yourself out there. Start opening up to speaking to everybody that you come into contact with. Okay? So start saying hello to people. Start saying good morning. Start asking people how their days are going. Start getting to know people. Being genuinely interested. Push it. I don't care how fearful it seems, or how scared you feel, like how nervous you feel. It doesn't matter. You've got to do it anyway. That fear is your body's way of getting yourself ready to open up to something that you're not used to. It's your body's way of getting yourself ready to ingest new information, new ways of doing things that you are not exposed to. So embrace it and just do it anyway. Oh, I feel scared. So you got two options. You either don't do it and you take the bitch option and you have to walk around like a little bitch, or you just embrace the fear, you have a bit of courage, and you go and speak to that girl. You go and speak to the old man walking around the park. What is the worst that could happen? You embarrass yourself. Maybe you don't know what to say and it gets awkward. So walk, oh, no worries. Turn it into a joke. Laugh at yourself. Own it with confidence and then just walk away. No worries, have a nice day. It's one of those days today, like my brain isn't working properly. I do apologize, but yeah, have a nice day. Sweet. There you go, walk on. It'll be a bit awkward for a little bit, maybe for the rest of the day. Guess what? You're going to wake up tomorrow, you're going to forget about it. She definitely will. She'll forget about it by the end of the day. She won't give a shit. No one cares about you that much. Okay? Coaching is down below if you want to learn more from me. Get out there, start fucking practicing. And I'll see you soon. Bye!